Welcome everyone to the Watchlist, your virtual weekly TV guide right here in the Latin News Network, where they go over all the shows, documentaries, films released on streaming over the past week, give you best recommendations or non-recommendations as the case may be, and of course at the end of the show letting you know what's coming out so you too can create your very own watch list. Joining us as always is Senor Jaime, aka Chewy. What is, what it was, or what it shall be.
McDonald's team, what it shall be, what it could be, what isn't. I'm still 0 and 0 for one of my leagues.
Wow. Zero, the goose egg.
Oh, big time. Can't do anything right.
Chewy's in a non-recommendation list already off the bat.
For sure.
Uh, that said, little surprise this morning, get that hour back. Must be nice for everybody. A little extra hour sleep for those who actually had an extra hour sleep. With that said, it's an extra hour for you to watch and catch up on all the shows that got dropped over the last few weeks. So we'll get into it, Chewy. Let's start off with AMC Plus, AMC, Talamasca, The Secret Order. This is one where it's in the same universe as the Interview with the Vampire, of course, which is a really good show on that
hmm
AMC.
And the
Um,
witches of Mayfair as well. It's all
which is Mayfair
integrated.
as well. Yeah, all same universe, what you want to call it. This one here, Talamasca, is a reference to I guess, organization that monitors immortal activity, if you will, vampires and such. Um, Actually, there's one of the characters from, I guess, what the writer from any of the vampire showed up in this one.
Yeah, the uh
Yeah,
the the interviewer,
yeah, the
right?
interviewer. Yeah, he was in there.
Who, if you are using a spoiler, obviously, if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen the movie, whatever. If you haven't seen the
Well,
first
that's true.
season, couple seasons, but he did get turned at the end, if I'm not mistaken, right? So he is a vampire himself now.
Correct. Yeah. So he showed up, and yeah. So basically, there's a young guy who gets recruited by those organizations. He's got, unbeknownst to him, I guess he's a special individual. He's mortal, but he's got abilities that could help him with a task that needs to get done. Chu, your thoughts on the first? I think they dropped two episodes the first week.
Yeah, they dropped 2 episodes. I mean, I enjoy obviously all these shows. Obviously, I think we're big fans of Interview with the Vampire, and that's coming back for another season next year. You're not a fan of The Witches, whatever,
No.
fine. It's not for everybody. So this one kind of falls in between. I enjoyed it so far. Still want to understand, how all this works, right? Because this is really not mentioned in any of the two shows, as far as I can remember.
No.
So like, where the hell have they been this whole time? Right?
Fair.
Obviously, they're working with some of the vampires from episode one. You can see what's going on. In episode two, there's a couple of vampires they introduced. And so I've enjoyed it so far. I just want to see where it goes.
Yeah, it's fine so far. The interesting premise, for the most part. Still not sure where it's going. It's a very loose tie-in. Again, it's not as good as any of the Vampire. I'm liking it better than Witches. So if you're fans of those shows, I think you'd probably be a fan of this one as well. But I can see this one really falling apart. But let's see. But so far, it's okay. It's an intriguing story. It just hasn't quite gotten us to we need to get there yet. Maybe a third episode will get us there. But actually should be on available now on
Mhm.
AMC Plus anyway.
Right.
Um,
For
Next
the five people
one.
that have
Oh,
AMC Plus, I am not one of them. I'll wait for AMC.
I heard it was eight now, so they increased the
Okay,
subscribership. So
good.
they're on the NGM. They're trying to catch NGM for the last
Trying
place.
to get diverse their viewership
Yeah.
away from Walking Dead universe.
There you go. They're hanging on by a string. The AMC is. The next one. We spent too much time on this one. Is of course season four for Mayor of Kingstown, Paramount Plus. Tyler Sheridan on one of his shows. This, obviously.
Of note, he had now been signed over to Netflix.
Yes, he's
Apparently,
going.
a big
No, no,
contract,
no, not
big
that.
money.
Universal Peacock. He's going to.
Oh, Peacock, whichever one
Yeah,
of those.
yeah.
One of those.
Beginning of
Really,
2000.
Peacock? Wow. Okay, now
Yeah,
I got reason
Universal.
to watch Peacock then.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So he's taking his talents over there. He's done. He is Paramount Plus at this point.
I mean, for the
It's,
most part, yeah. I think
I
every
mean,
major show is a Tyler Sheridan production.
of course,
Um,
Yellowstone, 1820, 1923, whatever the years
yeah,
of.
the whole Yellowstone
Yeah.
series and prequels. Yeah, Tulsa, Mayor, Lioness. I mean, Landman, so
Landman, yeah.
on and so
Yeah, so
forth.
it's a delusion. It's a big deal. I think it's like $1 billion deal. so hence why he
At
left.
least, yeah.
2029 is when that starts. But I think he can make
Oh,
movies, so
okay. So
he
he's
can
gonna
yeah.
finish these shows, I guess. I assume, or
I guess whatever the case, it's about 2 years more or less, and he can do produce movies starting next year for Peacock.
oh, okay, whatever.
Whatever. He's got a Call of Duty movie coming out. Whatever. But either way, so Mary Kingstown, very good show. Jeremy Renner, of course. Yeah, so far so good. One episode. If you're a fan of the series, you should. There's no reason not to continue watching it. I get short and simple. Okay, you're watching it right now. You're probably not gonna watch it, right? Chew your thoughts.
Uh, well, I mean, there's no reason you can't go back and get started. I mean, my sister was asking about a show on Paramount. It was Words and going back to watch. I was like, yeah, absolutely, it's all good stuff. Man, you got the time,
Oh,
do
it's a
it.
good show. If you get listen, if you got the time, I highly recommend it, of course.
Yeah,
But if you're on the fence or whatever, I mean, season 4 is not going to interest you any more than season 1 is. At the end
absolutely.
of the day, right? Let's call it what it is. But if you're looking for something to watch on Paramount, for sure. I mean, most Tyler Sheridan shows you can just pop in and give
Oh,
it a
for
whirl.
sure, for sure.
Let's just be honest. And in 3 years it'll be Peacock. So next one
Maybe,
here, yeah, this
maybe
one here on HBO Max, which I'm sure will change, and I don't know when they get bought up by somebody. Welcome to Derry opening
that
up
was
on
HBO now.
Sunday.
I thought it was just HBO.
I don't know, whatever it's on. Whatever, HBO Max, how you want to call it. Either way, one of the birds is getting sold, so someone's eating this up at some point. But Welcome to Derry, of course, is from the It franchise sequel of sorts. Of course, Derry, the town where Pennywise resides. Opening up to big numbers, apparently. One of the highest rated shows debuts that HBO has gotten, which I guess
Interesting.
makes sense, I guess. It's a big franchise, big
You
popular
mean for this year?
franchise.
Yeah, for this year, right? Because
I don't know if this year. I didn't. Was this year or ever? I don't know.
I don't know if it's ever, dude.
I
I
don't
won't.
know.
I'm not gonna swallow that pill, dude. It's not ever, dude.
I'm
I
not sure.
mean,
I don't know. I'm not saying it is. I do not. I'm just saying I saw that a couple of places. I didn't read it too much. But I didn't catch if it was this year or not or
I'm
ever.
pretty
I
sure for
don't know.
this year because it's been really light this year. Obviously, we're
Oh,
already in November,
oh,
and it hasn't
for
been.
this year for sure. I think it's
Yes,
easy. But ever, I don't know. But that said, it did release, and then release. I actually got to see it because they released smartly the second episode on Halloween, which the makes perfect sense, right? And why not? Of course, on Friday. So I've seen the first 2 episodes. Chew your thoughts on what you've seen so far, at least the first one.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of horror. I mean, like I said, I've
Sure.
never gotten into. I mean, there's some things I enjoy and watch, but nothing like. Oh, like I said, this wasn't even on my list when we talked about it last week. I was like, I was like, meh, right? Another whatever it universe, call it what it
Sure.
is. Um, I mean, yeah, it was okay for me to watch. I mean, it had its scare moments and stuff, and it's definitely very, very gory, more than I thought it was going to be. For HBO. I mean, there
Yeah,
was a
for real.
that first episode. You're like, what the f is going on here? I like, you think, oh, these are the main characters. Okay, no one's gonna die in the first episode, right? Or at least not all of them. I'm like, damn, they're not messing around. Fuck. But so I've been enjoying it more than I thought I would, and I'm still watching it. But
Okay.
I'm just not a horror.
No, I got you. Yeah, I
This
mean,
is not my
yeah.
thing.
No, for sure. I think it's fun. It's funny because I like horror and I recommend the show, obviously. But yeah, the first 40 minutes, I wasn't quite feeling it. I was like, I don't know, just connecting
Yeah,
with
it took
it.
a while. It took a
It took a
while to
while.
build up. They took you to
Yeah,
little kids, some
yeah.
flashbacks,
I didn't like the
the family.
kids. Yeah, I think it was. I didn't like them at all. I'm like, man, this is kind of disappointing. But this last 10 minutes, man, were awesome,
Yeah,
and it
they're like,
completely changed. It's talk about subverting expectations, right? Because we're an hour building up these characters, and okay, we're gonna follow these kids like on Stranger Things, right? Poor man, Stranger Things.
well,
But uh,
the first it, right? I mean, it was a band of kids in this
sure,
town,
right.
right? The
They're trying
band
to figure out
together.
what's going on. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And there's another element with the military which they explore in the second episode more.
Mhm.
But but yeah, and then also I didn't know is this is not quite exactly that, and yeah, it
No,
was gruesome, and I was
R.I.P.
like, whoa, yeah, I was like, wow, and that got me on board. It's like, okay, now we're in business, right? Really liked where it ended off. And the second episode is solid, some good moments. But yeah, I recommend if you're a horror, it's for horror again, you're not a horror guy, so I get it.
I think what's really disturbing for me were the pregnancy scenes or the birthing scenes, right? We
Oh,
had one in
oh
each
yeah,
episode that was
yeah.
just
Yeah.
Sometimes you can go too far, and it's just like, ugh, dude,
Yeah, second
no,
one was like, wow. I mean, they're really they're not holding back on this one.
no,
So
no, no.
it was like kudos to them, dude. He's gonna go all out, go all in, lean into it. Why not, right? But yeah, for sure. I definitely enjoyed the, the direction the show took, where otherwise I was like, eh. But no,
Yeah,
it got
true.
me in, so for sure. So good job on them. So I'll definitely continue to watch. Next one, anthology series, Star Wars Visions. I think it's like the third one of these or fourth. I don't even know. Lost count.
Third one,
Third,
third.
okay. Of course, Disney Plus. There's 20-minute kind of shorts at different anime styles based on the world of Star Wars, stuff like that.
You
This
say different anime styles, but my God.
animation styles, yeah.
I mean, yeah, animation, but it's all. I think every episode, I mean, I just from what sits in my mind has been Japanese anime style,
Well,
which
this season's been more of that. Yes, I'll give you
yeah,
that.
I mean, by
Yeah,
far. I
yeah,
mean,
for
by
sure.
far. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
yeah.
thinking, for those who don't know, think Pokemon, and and even like One Piece, right? That was all Japanese
Mm.
animation style type of drawing. It's too much, man. Sorry, it's
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's an anthology. Some good ones, some okay ones, some shitty ones, and this is no different. You know. And I think if you've enjoyed the last Visions, you'll probably guess like this one. I've never been super high in this show. I mean, so whatever for me.
this one is by far the weakest of the three seasons. It's
That's fair.
just
Yeah, that's fine.
there
That's
hasn't
fair.
been a story. Maybe the first one for me
The
was the
first,
best
the
episode.
first one for sure. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah,
Yeah, that was the longest.
yeah,
That was the best episode,
yeah.
right? Interesting style visually, but it had an interesting characters, right? Because there was a couple of Jedi slash Sith, right? And then the third one comes in. That's we end up is essentially mechanical. But the other ones, I was just like, oh, I'm just bored, man. These, it's just. I know it's anthology, but I mean, it needs to be interesting. It needs to be something that
No, of course. That's
different,
yeah,
right? The first two seasons
yeah.
had that. This one is not delivering. Sorry, it's just not there.
No, I mean it's Star Wars. We expect this to be great. Let's just call it what it is, right?
Well,
I mean, let's just be honest about it. They've given us good stuff over the years. Don't be wrong, but just recently more bad than good, and this is part of the mediocrity of I think the big lot of Star Wars. It is what it is. Next one, let's go back to Netflix. We got a movie here. Colin Farrell, Emmy Award winning recently, of course, in his role as the Penguin, Ballad of a Small Player, directed by same guy who gave us Conclave. We did a good movie, by the way. I think it was nominated for Best Picture last year. So I just didn't see his follow up. Colin Farrell is a gambling addict, I guess, and he's off in Macau. Am I saying that right?
okay, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, he's out in casinos, trying to hit it big, and I guess he owes money, and he's being pursued, and yada yada yada. And man, this is a big disappointment. This was for me not very good. It's just he was just I like Colin Farrell, and I think he's great, Colin Farrell. But the character sucks. There's no reason to root for him. They don't give you a reason to follow him, root for him because all we know is he likes to gamble and he's trying to continue and he can't help himself and he meets some weird people and I don't know what the hell's going on here. It's just not a well put together movie at all. It just was not for me. And then the first hour was like, oh my god, what am I watching? Chew your thoughts.
You know, I I had a completely opposite reaction to you,
Really?
and so maybe this is going to hit with some, it's not going to hit with others. I actually enjoyed his performance. I actually enjoyed the
Okay.
movie as it
Okay.
progressed, introduced some elements a little bit, and you kind of see his character. He's really not a bad guy, because even though obviously he's a con man of sorts. We come to find out,
Right.
he got some money from this rich lady. He took, she gave, whatever. There's a little he said, she said in the investigation, but he doesn't run away from. He doesn't just take off and she literally tries to make amends with everything and everyone. And even at the end, that at that last scene, personally, I wouldn't have done that. I would have
Yeah. Well,
burned everything.
that was ridiculous. There's better uses of money. You can give it away to somebody if you want to do
Yeah,
that.
but whatever. But I understand because who we end up finding out the lady became was. Or I think
Right.
there
Right.
was a scene where the guy said you can't gamble because you got like a ghost or a spirit behind you, right, helping you
Right.
or turning the odds. Not necessarily cheating, but I mean he has like an angel watching over him to help him. to get to the point where there was the catharsis where okay, he finally came together, right? It was always chasing that one opportunity, right? But like I said, I enjoyed it obviously a lot more than you did.
Yeah, it just was not for me.
But it's not going to be for everybody. I could see a point where these some of the characters are weird, some of these is going on. Not familiar with. I'm not a big fan of what was it, Pagao, what he was playing.
Oh, the game.
Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, Baccarat. It was one of the other Baccarat or Pyre. I think it was Baccarat. I can't remember, but obviously I wasn't aware of this type of stakes you can really get into with this game. You're like, holy cow, man! Basically, it's a coin flip, man. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. It's not a good game. But the thing is, just the redemption part at the end was it came too late. Because
Well, well
we're not given we don't know his path or that's what he wants to do. It just happens to end up that way, right? And if it's a difference, like hey, he can't help himself, he's got the addiction, and I get it, but he's trying to be better, right? That's
well,
not
I
what
mean, I
he's.
mean, you can see it
You don't
because
get
you don't you
you get
don't
no
know until
indication
the
of that,
end
right? Right.
that the lady that who was helping him, who kind of staked them, and then I guess, and if you're not
Mm-hmm.
familiar, when you stake these are if you lose that person who stakes you lose big, right?
Right.
And so you don't realize that she had passed away either before or through that interaction because he ends up somehow some way there, and
Right.
then you get a little bit of flashback once you see that at the end. They give you that little flashback, but you don't understand that. You don't really see it until they drop that hint about the ghost, and he's not asking what's going on, and then doesn't find her, right, because she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who it was. But yeah. I mean, I understand where they don't get that to the
Yeah.
very end, so maybe you don't get that
Right.
payoff of like that gratification. You don't get that climax, and then a denouement, right, with the explanation and exposition, right?
Exactly, and I think it wasn't put together well, and that it was just a shame, right? And look, Colin Farrell was really good in it, though.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah, he
was
is, man. He was great
we'll get
as
credit or
as
credit's due. Yeah, so but yeah, this is one that's gonna be pretty divided for sure. Next plus Cemetery on Cemetery Road. This one here started a private detective who he works with a husband who gets hired by this woman who I guess is interested in finding this a missing girl. Exactly what that. Nonetheless, the husband dies. Of course, now Thompson's conversation involving obviously some organization higher up, conspiracies, etc.,
well,
etc.
it's a government agency, right?
Yeah.
There's something that they've hired some shady characters. There's something going on, which that's part of the mystery. You're trying to uncover it as they uncovered, right? You
Mm-hmm.
get the main player, but obviously it's a clandestine type of organization within the government.
Right.
They're doing something, chasing someone, trying to flush someone out, and the means that they use to do that is questionable at best.
Yeah. Well, not even. I don't think even authorized. Maybe. But yeah, led to an explosion of a house, and that's what the kid who she thought she met was in the house. The kid survived, but interesting finding. 'Cause I think the mother was the one that passed away in the explosion.
Yes, yes.
So we on the first two episodes of.
It's very interesting. I like it so far, right? I enjoy it, right? They're not spoon feeding you. They're not laying things out. You're trying to uncover as the characters trying to figure out what, and especially you certain, and you come to find out, no, they're right, and who's
Yes.
kind of joy because they like give me that nice twist. Definitely grab it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, it was one of the characters, particularly one nation, the head of it, a lot of funny lines.
Oh, guys, hilarious.
The guy's hilarious. But we saw him. What's that show we saw? Was it Bandits? We seen it? No, what's that show? Yeah, it
One
was it
right
Bandits, right?
with
Okay, yeah, it was Bandits. Okay, that's the name of
yeah,
it.
the guy with the who didn't want to give him
The
the business
company,
or
yeah,
turn over term. Yes,
yeah. That I knew it was
yes.
SG4. But yeah, listen. And the second episode was really, really like, oh wow, not what I expecting for
No,
some,
outlaws. I'm
you know,
sorry, outlaws, not bandit.
Outlaws. Okay,
Outlaws.
Outlaws. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, not what I was expecting. Good twists in there as far as these other characters. Like, oh, I didn't see this guy being what he was. I was like,
Yes,
I
exactly. We're
don't
like,
know.
oh
Yeah.
crap.
So that was very
Oh, we
interesting.
had
I
it
was
all
like,
wrong. We were
yeah,
looking at the wrong glare.
yeah, and that thought really kind of like, okay, now we got something going with the show. So I enjoyed it for sure. It's Apple, and again, I'm saying it's a great show, but it's good. And I think if that's the kind of twist we're gonna get early on. I'm kind of curious to see what else we're getting at all
Mhm.
down the road. So it's
I
it's
mean,
really
yeah,
yeah
because they give us like lots of red herrings. Like, okay, here's a
yeah
potential bad guy. Here's a potential bad guy, right? Because they talk about someone they hired, right?
mm,
And his means, when they let him loose, he's hard to control, and you think you think you know who it is, right? They focus on this one individual, and like, oh shit! All of a sudden, they pull the rug from under you, and like, oh crap! He was literally right under your nose this whole time.
yeah exactly. Even the girl itself is that's also a little bit of a swerve as well.
Hmm.
The little girl anyway is missing, and is she really, and who, which girl is Miss? So that was cool. It's a little misdirection there. So I actually did enjoy the show on the one. So I got Apple Plus. It dropped two already. So, next one we got Eileen. I forgot her last name. I guess one of the first, or first documented, I guess, serial killer female anyway in the states. The Monster was a movie that was made of this, of course, with Charlize
Mm-hmm.
Theron. This one, of course, chronicling her events and her incarceration, circumstances behind her incarceration, et cetera, et cetera. You get, of course, some authorities involved. We get from her Eileen herself, her on camera, I guess, interview that she did before she was executed, and even a movie producer, I guess, from Hollywood, which is an interesting little story that she was telling in there. Um, yeah, it was okay. For me, it was solid. I didn't know. I never seen Monster. Just know of it. Didn't know much about the story. It was interesting. They do kind of throw in that trial, how it was handled, and maybe things weren't exactly as they were per se. But she's not exactly the most reliable narrators either in terms of Eileen herself. So I don't know what to believe, and that's what kind of makes it interesting in terms of the circumstances between her killing, or alleged killing, or whatever, of seven guys, right, leaving the bodies in the middle of nowhere in the interstates and all that. So I enjoyed it. That was interesting for what it was. Chew, your thoughts?
Um, I could. I mean, yeah, I was bored, dude. Maybe it was having a bad day. I just got 15 minutes into it, and I was like, I'm out.
Fair
I'm
enough.
I'm like, nah. Sorry.
I got you. All right, all right.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been interesting, might have finished. I just couldn't get into it. It was just one of those things that this didn't.
Handsworth.
Are
Right.
you tossing a coin, or are you burn
Are we
Witcher
saving it?
burn burn Witcher burn?
I gotta say, I'm very surprised to say I'm tossing the coin because I didn't expect
There
much
you go.
out of
There you
this.
go.
I didn't.
Toss a coin, baby.
Yeah, I didn't expect this. I expect this to go downhill very fast. I didn't like the third season that much. I think it was uneven, and I'll be nice. It was uneven. Um, this
Well,
was
the ending, but it kind of ruined it
yeah,
on
but even
that extra
excuse me.
episode, which was unnecessary. But
But even getting there was just kind of a little bit of a slog for me. A lot of the politics. I'll say politics in the word, but the mages and versus
yeah,
this. It just got a bit much, and I think the story itself got lost. Um, but this is a lot. This is a lot better than that third season by far. And I've seen, I think, 40s. I think maybe five. I don't know. Hemsworth does a good job. I guess not a character that requires a incredible thespian, right? So changing Cavill wasn't a huge thing, right? I think he kind of grunts a line, quiet most of the time, so
well,
it didn't do too bad.
he's very
Yeah,
brooding, very
right.
very
So
dark,
yeah,
very not subdued, but just an introverted character,
right.
right?
It's not very verbose, so you don't need someone to emo. So that I didn't mind the change at all. I kind of okay after a little bit you get used to it. Like okay, he's
Yeah, yeah.
fine. But it's a good episode. It's more focused now on the central three characters, called Yennefer, Ciri, and of course the Witcher itself.
Mhm.
The action is really good. It's gory as hell. Really well done. Someone could tell me this is I think episode six, which I'll get to maybe today, but there's a great like battle scene with the maids and stuff. I keep hearing about.
Okay,
I'm like, okay,
good.
so I'm excited about that. But yeah, it's very good. I think yeah, if I'm back on the show, like I'm excited, and hopefully it gets renewed because I think there's one more they're planning season 5.
No, I think it was already. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're into season
Oh, I don't
five
know if they. I don't
production
know if
work.
they. Oh, did they renew? Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So I'm excited back on. I was like, oh, this is it's. I mean, it's not great, but it's a
I mean,
good.
obviously they had enough confidence and the numbers justified, but I think that comes from what they shot from season four to go ahead and greenlight
Well,
five.
that's fine. Well, what they're doing is so they can't cancel now. I guess. Well, I guess they could. They could always could.
Well,
But look,
they can cancel. They've done it before, dude.
no, that's what I'm saying. They can, but we'll see. But listen, I was surprised. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's solid fantasy show, fantasy action show that it is. And I think it's back to on par what we got early on for me anyway. True, your thoughts?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I think they went back to its roots
Mm.
relatively in the storytelling and where to put the focus on, right, and in the action. And I'm like, oh yeah, man, Witcher's back, baby. Toss me some coin. Go take my money.
Oh, yeah, they brought in Morpheus. You know, nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
I was like, oh, that's a nice surprise.
Morpheus,
Good, little
yeah,
Morpheus action.
you know, like I don't know how far you've seen, so I won't say anything, but I like
I've gone
what
through
he
at
is.
least four. I'm not sure if I've seen five. I saw four.
So you
I
know,
saw the one where where they're trying to. It was I think it was the witch's trial. So I
okay,
finished that one.
okay.
And
His reveal who Morpheus is has been, I'll say Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne, of what he is or who he is has been revealed already. I guess.
no,
No,
no, well,
oh,
no, because this
no,
is the one
okay.
where
I
remember
was gonna
he
say
did
maybe it's maybe
combat
it's
a
the
trial
fifth
by
one. Okay,
combat, a la, Game of Thrones action, and then they were finagled and
okay,
renegotiated to whoever could grab
okay.
the
Gotcha.
horses the horseshoe without getting burned, and then they're
Right.
arguing, and
Okay.
then he comes in and grabs it, and it was like ah
Okay, so in the next episode, you're gonna get the review of who
yes
he is, so
yes
which is cool. But now he's a good addition. They brought back some other characters. One of the dwarves is back, and actually one of the dwarves is from Seinfeld.
yeah
He's the guy,
exactly the
the
lift
guy with the list guy.
the
Yeah,
guys with the guy with
yeah,
the lift.
yeah. So I was
These
like, oh my
shoe
god.
inserts.
For 20 minutes, I'm thinking, who is? I've seen his face, and it finally
Oh
popped into
my,
my
you
head.
didn't know? Oh my God,
I mean,
dude,
I knew, but
yes.
I just couldn't play. Like I knew, I seen him, and I was like, who is it? Who is it? And then boom, it finally, hit
He
me.
must be old
Uh,
as fuck, dude. Because this is like that was
he's
like 30 plus years ago, man. We're like, damn.
yeah, he's up there for sure. But it was cool to see him. He's eating again. Good for him. But it's really well done. Like I said, it's back to form. Again, this was never oh my god, go watch it kind of show, right? But it was a good. For your fantasy fans, really good, really well done. I think it's back on par. Surprisingly enough, I did not expect this at all. I don't think a lot of people
Yeah.
probably thought this was going to be so.
And I think that they laid it out because in the first episode, basically this is all one big flashback.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
the
okay.
person we see Edmund Tully, aka from Game of Thrones, also
Oh, true. That's right. That's right.
narrating for the kids.
That's
There's
right.
a lot of Game of Thrones folks in these shows, man.
I know. Typecast, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. And
Obviously.
so, yeah. But when they add those elements of because a little flashback and fast forward and seeing that there's a bigger story going on, right? Especially with the little girl says, this is about me or something. So then, okay, this is all now we kind of know where this is leading to and how we get there is what the enjoyable part of the journey is.
Yeah, for sure. So again, really well done. So I appreciate that. So, but yeah, so like I said, there's definitely a lot of things to watch, catching up on. I will say because I know I saw shows that ended. Only Murders I thought was solid. It wasn't its best season, but still an enjoyable
No,
watch.
no. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I don't know something about how they wrapped this up. The murder just seemed.
Yeah, it
I
didn't
mean,
have the
I mean,
same.
up to that last episode was good. I was laughing. I'm enjoying the
Mhm.
mystery. But then when they actually showed what actually happened, you're like, uh, uh,
Yeah,
uh,
it was a little vanilla. I thought
yeah. I mean, the
for
whole
them.
act.
Yeah,
Bobby Cannavale deserves better than that.
yeah, it was disrespectful. Yeah,
He
it just
deserves
I
way
don't know.
better.
It lacked some.
And
I don't know.
then the setting up of the next season that was no, I'm sorry, dude. That was just lazy, ridiculous. Well, not so much how they set it up because they listen to podcasts and all of a sudden she
Sure.
shows up there and they got narrating, but that whole scene about well she's not in the building and
Yeah, put her
then she
hands up.
and then puts her hand on the I'm like come on man really I'm like that was like
Eh,
such cheese ball dude I'm
it
like
was kind of cheesy. It was kind
you're
of cheesy.
better than this dude you're way
Um,
better than this.
hopefully season 5 ends better than it. But it was solid. Just again, for me, the weakest.
The whole should do we spoil or no or okay
No
well
spoilers.
I
Yeah,
mean like I said the K is
yeah.
Peel is this one K or Peel the mayor or
That's
yeah
that's key. That's key and key.
Key yeah
Yeah.
okay whichever man Great stuff, man. Great stuff. I didn't see
No,
that.
yeah, he's good. No, but yeah, and one show at the end as well. Oh man, I was recommended it early. Chad Powers, I liked it, but that ending was dog shit. Um, I hated what they did with that because it's already over. I didn't know it was only 6 episodes, and the cliffhangers.
It,
Like
it's
this show resolved nothing. And if you haven't seen it, I would not watch it
oh
until
no,
you
oh still
until you hear what season two brings. Because this was because I don't. There's no guarantee season two anyway.
well that that's true, but
So
they did
now
they
I don't
cut
know,
it too
man.
soon. They cut it
That's what
too
I'm
soon.
saying. That's like, what are we doing? It's
It's
like I didn't know it was the end. I was like, oh, okay, so I will see episode 6, and I
no,
found
this
out
was
it
the
was the end. And I was
finale.
like,
I'm not sure whose decision was to make this only 6 episodes or to cut it off in
I don't
that
know.
fashion,
I heard it
right?
was planned. I
Give
was reading up
us
on it. I heard it was planned like that, which is terrible.
well,
It's
okay.
just it was what a shame because I was enjoying the show. It's not a great
Yeah,
show.
it
I was
was. I
enjoying it. I
was,
was
man.
enjoying it. But it's one like I was, if someone asked me, it's like nope, I will not watch it. Not until season 2 is coming out for sure.
Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah.
And it's yeah, because if not, just wait because nothing's resolved. It's just like it's like this really could have been the middle of the season, and then okay, when I watching the second half,
Yeah.
yeah, so disappointed. I was not happy about that. I was like, it's a shame. But there's other stuff going on anyway, so there's plenty. What is it? What's the? I really enjoy that one. Other one, Apple, with Jason Clark, the one with the airplane crashing, whatever. The
Frontier.
Frontier. I'm enjoying that one. That's kind of like Hijack with I just but that same kind of show. Same kind of to some degree. As
A
far as
little bit
as far as
broader, right? Because
real broad, but as
there's
far as the
bigger mysteries going
quality,
on,
yes,
right?
as
That's
far
just
as
a
yeah,
standard
yeah.
hijack, and he's on the plane ride.
Yeah,
But
it's just
this
in
other
terms
one,
of
yeah,
the quality of the show, I would put an equal
yeah,
term
yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that, right?
yeah.
That's going on is really cool. So like I said, there's always plenty
Which,
of
funny
stuff going
enough,
on.
obviously, we're getting season 2 of Hijack, so now they're gonna,
Yes, true.
I hope they
Now
don't
it's on
pull
the
a,
train.
they
Oh
don't
my
pull a
god,
speed, dude. We
that's what
get
they're
first
doing here
speed on the
because
bus, and now enough speed on the boat. Now,
on the
don't do
boat.
that, man.
This is not just on the train. So this is here we go. So
Oh,
it's
geez, here we go, dude.
I mean, I'd rather have that than him another plane hijack. Really, I mean
Well,
that's.
like, what are the odds, dude? He's
Come
always
on,
on a plane that gets
I
hijacked.
yeah, he's gonna forget it. If he's on a manifest, I'm not riding on that ship. I see him on the planes. All right, I'm out. And Drops of Gold, which I didn't know was coming out season 2.
Yeah, season 2 also in January.
Yes,
Yes,
huge surprise season 1. So I did not
January's.
expect
I
it.
mean, we got Shrinking. We got a lot of stuff coming out in January all of a sudden, man. Shrinking as well. So I'm like, holy
Yeah,
cow.
no way. Apple, slow it down, dude. Let us watch
Yeah,
some
for
good
real,
shows.
man.
But before we get to January, there is next week. So let's do next week as far as coming out. We got MGM, 10 subscribers, Robin Hood coming out. Actually, it's today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's already out.
Yeah. Also tonight is Love LA, kind of new comedy show at 10:30. So it doesn't really count as a marquee Sunday show. That's still, of course, it. But I guess some kind of comedy. I guess I'm not sure.
Yes,
Exactly
it's
what
at
this is.
30 minutes. It's comedy. It's a
Okay.
comedy. Yes.
Let's see. All's Fair on Hulu on the 14th.
Mhm.
Female, I guess, lawyers.
Divorce
Dating
lawyers.
agency. Divorce
Yes.
lawyers.
You
Um,
know, when I saw, I didn't realize Kim Kardashian was on this show. I'm like, oh, Jesus
oh,
Christ.
talk about
And,
this show's gonna have a really short leash.
yeah, very short. I
Really
said
short
Sarah
leash.
Paulson. Yeah, great. We love Sarah Paulson.
Sure,
Been a lot of stuff.
sure. Yeah.
But Kim Kardashian, like, what the F,
Oh,
dude? Now
okay.
she's trying to be an actor. Come on. I mean, and her and that and the whole fiasco. I was like, I watched some TikTok videos, and now I think the moon landing is a fake. I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Whatever. I'll give it a shot. It's, whatever. Short leash. Very short leash on this
Stupid
one.
is or stupid does, dude. I guess.
Basically.
Like this comes to saying you don't have to be smart to be rich, dude.
Well,
Clearly.
for her, for her family, for
Yeah.
whatever. I ain't gonna get into that. But either way, on the 14th, we are getting the second season of the challenge of the Squid Game challenge, which I really
Yes,
enjoyed the first
yes.
season. The
The, the,
14th,
the, the yeah reality game show. Yeah,
yeah,
not the
of course,
not the
yeah,
show.
not the show, but based on the show, obviously. And we got Death by Lightning on the 16th.
Michael
Starring
Shannon,
Michael Shannon as James Garfield, the president, and I guess his story.
the infamous James
Whatever.
Garfield.
The
Dude,
infamous, I don't know, whatever, like president, no one knows he's even president. And then the 17th, I'm 7th, I'm sorry, we got Pluribus, speaking of Apple Plus. Of course, Vince Gilligan coming out to his show, kind of a sci-fi. Still, things are unclear what the show's about. That could be a good thing. I'm excited about that one. And also, we didn't have here, but we got Guillermo del Toro is dropping Frankenstein, which will get a theatrical release.
Well,
Like Oscar
that's the
Isaac.
theatrical release, but when does it come out on Netflix?
No, this the seventh. It comes out on the seventh. It came
Oh,
out.
it is. Oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it came out theatrical already.
Oh shit, no wonder.
A
Okay,
couple
all right.
weeks ago. It's got some really good reviews. I like Del Toro a lot, so this looks interesting. So of course, Frankenstein. So I'm looking, expecting big things out of it. That's on
And
the seventh.
we love Dill Pepe also, dude. AKA Oscar Isaacs.
Oh, whatever.
Isaacs, actually, but whatever.
It's afraid the art from the artist. I'll leave it at that with him. Fine, but that movie does look pretty good, so I'm looking
Yes.
forward for that one. Again, that's on Netflix on the seventh as well. So yeah, so a lot of stuff. So again, join us here on next week. We'll let you know if these shows are worth watching or become the way of all's fair, which I think that